Yeah, okay. And on my mind and on my heart, from the rising to the setting of the sun, I will honour the gods. Hail the Asir, hail the Wanir, hail my ancestors, hail Beowa, hail Shifa. O great Hallower, Thanor, I ask thee, please bless this libation. Thanor Wayo, Thanor Wayo, Thanor Wayo. Offering to the gods and the goddesses and to my forebears of mead. Also, I have some bread here as offerings that will be sown into the earth appropriately later as offerings to Beowa and Shifa. Welcome to Anglo-Hlafblot or Lammas. Today I will be honouring Beowa, god of barley and therefore ale, and our god of agriculture, and Shifa. Beowa is the son of Shield and grandson of Shifa. Connections have been made between the hero Beowulf and the figure of Beowa and the English folk song figure John Barleycorn. Information concerning Beowa is sparse even by Anglo-Saxon standards, and the only reason that Beowa may be associated with Beowulf is the similarity in name. So the evidence is not completely compelling, therefore we must keep an open mind. The John Barleycorn connection is based on a folk song of unknown dating, which records a violent death and resurrection of the character John, who is murdered and subsequently consumed by a group of enraged cannibalistic farmers. It tells of sowing, cultivation and eventual harvesting of cereal. John Barleycorn seems to be the personification of barley. As it goes, the John Barleycorn reading. There was 3 men came out of the west, their fortunes for to try, and these 3 men made a solemn vow, John Barleycorn should die. They ploughed, they sowed, they harrowed him in, throwed clods upon his head, and these 3 men made a solemn vow, and then they let him lie for a very long time till the rain from heaven did fall. Then little Sir John sprung up his head, and soon amazed them all. They let him stand till midsummer, till he looked both pale and wan. And little Sir John, he growed a long beard, and so became a man. They hired men with the scythes so sharp to cut him off at the knee. They rolled him and tied him by the waist, and served him most barbarously. They hired men with sharp pitchforks, who pricked him to the heart, and the loader he served him worse than that, for he bound him to the cart. They wheeled him round and round the field till they came unto a barn, and there they made a solemn vow of poor John Barleycorn. They hired men with the crabtree sticks to cut him skin from bone, and the miller he served him worse than that, for he ground him between 2 stones. Here's little Sir John in a nut brown bowl and brandy in a glass, and little Sir John in a nut brown bowl proved a stronger man at last. And the huntsman he can't hunt the fox, nor so loudly blow his horn, and the tinker he can't mend kettles or pots without a little of John Barleycorn. The final verse implies that John Barleycorn was turned into barley wine and consumed, thus getting the men so drunk they were unable to complete their tasks. In some versions of the genealogies, Beowa is listed as Beo, the Old English word for barley, making a case linguistically for a connection between Beowa and John Barleycorn. In the Golden Bowl, James Fraser depicted John Barleycorn record a half-remembered pre-Christian ritual where a man was selected from the tribe to temporarily become the corn god and was subsequently sacrificed to provide a good harvest the following year. Helbauer. Now on to Schiffer. Schiffer was an ancient Lombardic king out of the sea. He was an ancient Lombardic king. He appeared miraculously as a child coming out of the sea in an empty ship without oars. He was asleep and a sheaf of corn lay at his head. This story of the wonder child who came Aena Offa Erthe alone over the waves to become the ancestor of the Danish royal dynasty and whose corpse departs into the unknown, probably in the same otherworldly ship that brought him, though with a cargo of priceless treasures. When he grew up, he reigned in a town that was called Slaswick and after called Hedeby. That district is called Old Anglia, which is from the Anglii came to Britain. This version of the story is also not unknown to the Danes. Their royal dynasty was known as the Shieldings and took its name from shield. This shield, however, was not an unknown foundling who came from overseas. He was known as the grandson of their eponymous ancestor Dan the Dane, who had a younger brother named Anglo. The legend of the Saviour King's arrival and departure over the waves seems to have deep roots in the English consciousness. From the great deep to the great deep he goes. Herr Schiffer. This concludes our bloats today. Thank you for watching. Wassail to our fellowship Anglican Fernsedar's patron, Leo Frick Engwing, Angelwitter and Elder Bloatier of the Arkis Hearth, and wassail to our friends in the north, Wearman, Grimraven of the Northern Dawn Kindred, Woden's Hearth. Till next time, stay safe everyone, much love and respect. Drink hail.